Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the South America Grand Finals. So last night, it was very, very late. I ended up falling asleep, but also I didn't want to ruin it for myself, so I could literally watch this for the first time and commentate over it. So I'm aware of the result already. Unfortunately, I get spoiled on Twitter, of course I do, but I know that it's going to be an absolute banger. So let's take a look at things. Again, I've not seen like who wins each individual game. I haven't seen who like the drafts and whatever, everything like that. So let's take a look. So in terms of first pick here, we see a BB first pick on Sneaker Field. So we saw, I watched pretty much all of the South America monthly final. Funny enough, I'm just really locked in this year, and this actually happened. I think Loud did it before, right? I think it was on Pinhole Punt, and they literally picked BB into Otis and Gale, and I think it actually worked out. So they're gonna go with Gale again this time, which is no surprise. And they go with a Buzz. Buzz is a great counter to BB, and but specifically, I don't know, Buzz has improved a bit. Buzz got a couple of buffs, right? He's a bit better, but the reason why the first pick BB, because look at the amount of tank counters. I remember, I think I was watching Train's TikTok, and he was watching this, and he said, oh, Charlie ban. And a lot of people were like, oh, Charlie ban. Well, Charlie, the reason why Charlie's probably banned is because they want the meta to be a lot more aggressive, right? Ems is banned, Spike is banned, Charlie's banned, Otis is banned here. What else? Okay, so Poco paired with a BB is pretty good. Chester, Shelly. Look at all these tank counters. I mean, Bull's not a tank counter, but it counters BB. Crow. Literally all of these are countering BB, so that's why they go with a BB first pick. And then they pair it with a Poco. So Poco is definitely, I don't know, it's a bit overrated in tier lists. I don't know why I put Poco in A tier. Like, he is a strong brawler, but he definitely needs his like matchups, if that makes sense. And he's only good in certain maps. So I think he's a bit flawed there, but he's very, I don't know, he's underrated when it comes down to ranked, definitely, because people just don't know what to pair it with. So they're going to pair it with a Nita. So Nita is good into a Buzz, especially with this stun. You have to bear in mind, I'm going to have to apologize for yawning, by the way. It's still pretty early in the morning for me. Anyways, so Gale, Buzz into Nita. I mean, there's so many bans. What do you even consider? I mean, Loki or Willow would work it. No, Willow wouldn't work into a Poco. I need to get my Brawl Stars Apple pick. Okay, we go with Primo. They go with a Primo here, which is interesting. So I feel like they shouldn't have gone with Primo here. I don't really like this drafting at all, because like you've got Buzz for BB already, right? So surely you need a brawler that's good into Nita. No, you have last pick. Surely. Again, I'm gonna get up Brawl Stars now and take a look at what better matchups could have got, because Spike is banned, right? So you can't just go Spike. Okay, let's take a look. I mean, you could have maybe gone a thrower, like I said. A thrower could have been good into like a BB, like a Barley slow. Could have actually been disgusting. For example, was Ruffs banned? I mean, Ruffs isn't banned as well. I mean, Ruffs could be really good into Nita to break open. I mean, you do need a bit of damage, though, to be fair. Into, like, there's a lot of health on their side, right? And that's probably why Ems is banned. I mean, Ems was globally banned. Ems would have been the perfect counter. Again, I'm still trying to figure out, like, a better brawler than Primo. There's probably quite a few. Even, like, a Lumi would have been much better. Lumi is a great counter to BB. Yeah, Lumi would have been disgusting into this. I don't know why they didn't go a brawler like Lumi. Something with a bit of damage that can zone them out. So yeah, I think Lumi would have been the perfect counter. Anyways, let's go in here. So Primo's got a double jump onto BB here. So I mean, at least with Primo, like, you're gonna have the great matchup into BB. But funny enough, I completely forgot about that. Poco's gadget just completely eradicates the Buzz stun, which is hilarious. Hilarious to see. And Primo just can't deal enough damage. So this is just an awful draft from NHG here. I mean, he gets a double stun here, but then again, this Poco gadget is just making Buzz literally completely redundant, which is absolutely hilarious. Nita just has two incredibly free matchups here. I mean, Buzz's gonna go on to BB, but it doesn't matter. Poco heals are just too much for them to deal with. I mean, Kai Dog's just going in like crazy. I mean, Nita is just cycling bears over and over again. I don't know how they haven't scored yet. That pass across is absolutely awful, but they're going to get the goal anyways, yeah. It's basically impossible unless they get like a good Primo jump and Loud make a really bad mistake. I honestly think this draft is like 99 to 1. And the funny thing is, NHG had last pick. Normally with last pick, you have the opportunity to counter the whole enemy comp, right? Last pick is always the best, in my opinion, unless you get completely out-drafted in the 4-5 pick. So Again, grass control is completely on the side of Loud. Hypercharge popped here. The gadget just makes Buzz not do anything. And I just never really considered... I mean, that's just an easy goal from Loud. I never really considered Poco as a counter to Buzz when you think about it, right? But especially in Brawl, Bro is drinking a lot of water. You see that? All right, next round here. So straight away, we see Winona get a double stun with the Buzz. And Procy can actually walk this in. So that's literally the perfect way. I was about to say, the way that they can win this is the early interactions, right? It reminds me a lot of Brawl ladder. Against those tanks, you're really going to struggle to take them down without your supers. But once the game goes on, once supers are built up from Nita, etc. Okay, they need to work this into a good position now. They've got mid control already, which is looking good. But Primo kind of gets sucked into trying to take on the BB, but I mean, he can't really. The problem with Primo, like, he's only he's only good in 1 versus 1s. He isn't then good at like making a team wipe or doing anything of that kind. Honestly, like, even I would have preferred a Mortis over a Primo at this rate, because at least he can charge your bats off these brawlers pretty easily, right? I mean, it's not the greatest into the Nita, but you would have been farming hypercharge supers like crazy. So funny enough, Primo is actually doing some disgusting work right now. Firecrow is going to go down, and NHG are looking like they could walk this one in. Okay, well, somehow they actually get a game under their belts. I mean, I think they just let the Primo cook them too much there. They were grouping up into the Primo just jumping on them like crazy. I mean, fair play to NHG to even get into a position like that. So, also wanted to mention that my predictions so far, I got all 6 of them right leading up to this. I predicted Loud to win the monthly final. NHG came second last monthly final as well, and Eternal, the previous winners, crashed out to a substitute in the quarterfinals, which I did predict as well, which is, I don't know, South America is definitely the least interesting region, I would say, skill-wise and also just draft-wise, but also because normally it's quite predictable, the region, but this year seems a lot less predictable, which is great. Always unpredictable regions are better as a viewer, right? But only Gale left on defense. They're going to be able to worm their way into a goal here. And there's already a hypercharge BB, there's already a hypercharge Nita Bear. I don't know what the enemy team can really do about this. Adino's just going to pop hypercharge. I mean, the stun gadget just going to keep them away. Nita's still got a hypercharge and going to cycle through to another Bruce hypercharge Bear. Primo's having to jump out here, but like, look at this. Loud 3 versus 1. They're sure they're going to walk this in. Easy outdraft. I mean, I don't even know how they dropped a game in that set. Let's jump into the next one. Guys, jumping into the second set, we have Hot Zone Dueling Beetles. So I will say as well, I will have game sound on for North America, just because the clean feed, I think it like, you can't watch the VOD of it, you can't watch a replay of it without the casters. So I can get game sound next time I watch a monthly final game. Anyways, we have Dueling Beetles Hot Zone, Lou first pick. So again, it's pretty hard to really, as a person that likes to look through the draft, it's a lot harder to decipher what to go, especially with so many extra bans. So it will take a little bit of a while for me to adjust as well. But we see the Ziggy ban. Ziggy's a great last pick. We see Chester, Otis, and Crow ban. So I'm finally seeing Chester bans. I'm surprised no one's picked up a Ruffs. The Ruffs is just incredible in Hot Zone at the moment, paired with pretty much anyone. So Lou as a first pick, we see that with Lou's buffs, he's got a little bit better, but I just think overall that people are just not underestimating Lou's value in Hot Zone, right? Just one Lou super can give you so much control. It is like the only brawler outside of Bo that can just give you automatic control of the Hot Zone. Well, Firecrow is growing out that beard. Look at bro go. Anyways, he's turned into me. He's turned into an unk. So they pair Amino with a Globert, but they've already got one counter with Lou. What else is a good Globert counter? I'd be interested to see what they go with. Again, they kind of need some more zone time. I imagine I've seen Pam work really well into it. Okay, Berry. So other healers work really well into Globert, because although Globert is a good healer, like other healers can actually out heal him, if that makes sense. Especially I've seen a lot of Pam and Gem Grab work against Globert. Berry and Hot Zone could be interesting, very underrated picks. So now they need some sort of aggression maybe to pair with it, especially into that Globert. Do they go with like a Kenji? Do they go with like a Draco? Do they go for, I don't know, what else is a good, decent, aggressive? Okay, they go with a Kenji here. So again, with a Berry, you can't really go like a control brawler. You need a high health brawler so you can get value out of your super and your healing overall. So now the brawler that well, I would actually go maybe like a Griff to open up the wall against Lou. Yeah, they're going to go Griff. Okay, I'm actually getting better at draft. I'm getting better. I know this is a VOD. And I swear I haven't watched it. But it just makes sense in terms of the draft overall. So I'm liking these drafts a little bit better. They're just going like... Yeah, my head's just receiving then, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they can go this, they can go this. The reason why they've gone Griff, although it's not like I don't really like Griff in this meta at all, but it's probably the best that you can do into this composition because, you know, Griff's still okay into Kenji. It's one of the best counters to Lu, and it always will be because you can break open the map. And Lu, you need certain choke points, and same with Berry as well. You want the map to be closed off and choke points to remain. But so you basically got to pick here with Griff that can be good into both. I'm just a little bit worried here if Firecrow pops off on Kenji against Amina, but they're not going to be that good. But again, Berry with the heals. But I think Berry could be a disgusting counter to Globo when you think about it, because with Berry, you want to receive damage quite frequently because then you're always charging up your super, right? And you can see he's already got a hypercharge, which is crazy. I mean, it's going to take a lot of resources still to kill the Globo, but yeah, already hypercharge. I mean, NHG have got a better composition in terms of staying on the zone early game, but once the supers build up, I don't really like that super there from Kyodog. Probably should have waited for the others to come in. The problem is that, okay, that's Prozzy just absolutely destroyed them there with a hypercharge already with Mina. Okay, there we go. Much better super there. He's going to get a kill onto Mina. Firecrow is doing a great job of flanking around Kyodog with another kill onto them. It takes so much resources again to kill the Globo every single time. I mean, Globo definitely needs a nerf. He needs something for sure. Okay, hypercharge coming down. It's going to be a double stun onto Winona and onto Wesley. Winona's going to pop hypercharge, which does actually get a fair bit of value, but hypercharge berries is going to completely nullify any damage that was done. Another cycled through hypercharge from Firecrow. Another super coming in. I mean, Mina is dealing with that quite well. Adidio's just barely going to stay alive here thanks to his own healing, and yeah, there's nothing that NHG can really do here. I think this is a great composition from Loud overall. The Berry, the Kenji, great synergy of Lu in hot zone. I just think the Mina and Globa combination can't really deal enough damage to keep up with the heals. And then Griff again, like, even though he got a hypercharge, Griff isn't a good brawler in the meta. Again, I still see people in their tier list put Griff in the B tier. To me, he's been bottom of C tier, and now in the past 4-6 months probably in D tier in the meta. Honestly, I feel like I've been too nice because I'm too scared to offend Griff mains, but he is just not good in competitive play. He's too easy to counter. He just lacks the range. I heard, is Griff going to get a Buffy though with the next update? I'm pretty certain he is, right? I think there were some, I think Supercell leaked it themselves, but that could really help a Griff. But again, I think Griff's hypercharge is good, but I definitely think it's been overrated in comparison to other hypers in the past. So, anyways, enough waffling. I'm a Griff hater, okay? I've always been a Griff hater. I think his only sole purpose in the meta, really. I mean, he can soft counter. I don't even think he hard counters tanks all that much if you keep the distance against him. I just think he's just there for purely wall break. He's just literally, if Piggy Bank wasn't his gadget, he'd be on Fraud Watch. He would be F-tier brawler. Anyways, now Loud have got some control here. Bro, I've just been hate talking about Griff for 2 minutes straight. Hilarious. I mean, Mina can get a hypercharge here, but can they even really get a kill? Because the Berry, again, is just completely nullifying any damage that they deal. Griff's going to go down here. He's trying to break up as much of the map as possible. But again, Griff just isn't the shutdown that you think it is in comparison to a brawler like Lu. Think of how well Lu shuts them down. It's just instant. You can really focus damage onto them when they're frozen. But what can Griff do? I mean, Griff's probably going to pop hypercharge pretty soon and try and gain back control, but only 15 seconds left. Like, look at this. Kenji can just dash out of the way of that hypercharge. They're just going to keep the distance and not allow Griff to cycle anymore. That's going to be another kill from Kenji. That's going to be another hypercharge. And it's going to be Loud going 2-0 up. Okay, well, Loud are looking destined to win this one. Absolutely insane. I mean, that again was just insane draft, insane gameplay from them. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into set number 3, another monthly final, and me again completely forgetting that my big fat head is blocking the draft. So currently Loud 2-0 up. Again, I did predict them. They're looking pretty strong this time around. Let's see whether NHG can start the reverse sweep. So again, I think NHG, they're not like a new team on the scene, but I'm not familiar with them in terms of like always being at the top. So they're really making a statement this year, because already they're got second place last month, and I mean at the moment it's looking like they could get another second place right here. So we see a lot of bans here with, again, Gray, Brock, and Ollie. Interesting. So I definitely foresee a kit here. I mean, Ollie ban is good in Belle's Rock. I mean, we see a Rico, Crow, and Angelo ban. They're going to go with Doug. Are they going to go Kit as well? Are they going to go Kit as well? I mean, Doug and Kit is a good combination, but I think without Gray, is it needed? I mean, maybe Doug and Janet? Maybe? Like, what else is there to go in terms of cheese? I don't think you need Doug and Kit. What else could you go with it? Especially on this map. There's no Rico to counter you as well. Be interesting to see what they go for. Okay, they go with Ziggy as well. I don't like Ziggy so early on in the draft, because surely you just pick another thrower into Ziggy. I would go... I've seen like Sprout work into Ziggy. I've seen... even like a Grom could be... I won't really go Grom at this early on, but you get what I mean. Like, other throws are just better. I mean, a Tick would work into a Ziggy. I think Sprout is probably the safest option, unless you just want to go full on aggro, especially against like a Doug and a Ziggy. You are vulnerable to aggressive picks. So let's see what they go with here. Okay, we'll go with Lou. So Lou is a great shutdown to any Doug cheese for sure. It definitely is. But now they need a, I don't know, wall breaker, an aggro, a thrower. They need one of them for sure here. I don't know which one they're going to pick up, because I don't know, I guess like Sprout doesn't have the damage to deal with all of them, so maybe that's why they've not gone with a Sprout. Again, I'm interested to see what they go for. They could go with like a Colt to open up the map. I mean, they go with Kaze. Okay, that's interesting. Kaze into this. I guess it's good to just get immediate pressure onto the Ziggy, and it looks like Kydog wasn't really expecting that, right? So what they're going to go for now, again, did it go with like the Janet? I mean, I think Janet would be good into this personally. I know it might get run down a little bit, but Janet with the Doug cheese, I don't know how they would really stop that. What else is good against Lou and Bo? Okay, they go with a Kit. I don't really like the Kit, in all honesty, into this. I don't really like the Kit. Maybe I'm going to get proven wrong. I don't know. Like, Kit just feels a bit empty for me. After looking like at the Brawler screen, it looks a bit empty. A Kit is good, but normally you pair it with something aggressive, right? I mean, I guess you can pair Doug with a Kit and you can like jump onto someone with a hypercharge, like a hypercharged Doug super. And I guess Kit could get some value there. I mean, yeah. I think what they're going for here is super defensive, and then, you know, when Kit jumps onto somebody, probably, you know, Ziggy can really rain the damage. Adino's going to go aggro. Can't really go that aggro. I guess as well, like a good counter to Kit would probably be, it's normally high damage brawlers, but it's also brawlers that have a significant amount of health, because then Kit, you know, Kit likes squishy brawlers, right? So that is why. Okay, this is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit of a weird composition here from Loud. I don't know, like, I just don't know what is going on in this game. All right, I do need to pull this back down. I completely forgot. There we go. So yeah, so far Loud are just getting pushed back. Firecrow's already got a super though, but I feel like he used that super way too early. I mean, he does actually get Bo into a good position here, and I don't know why they're not focusing on the Bo. And that looked really sloppy from Loud. I think they should have just got that, but I know the vision was blocking them a little bit, but I really felt like they should have won that round. No? They should have won that. Bo was weak. I think Ziggy just needed one shot onto the Bo, and then Kit could have probably like jumped onto somebody else. I don't like the Ziggy super wasn't really, I don't know, needed in that moment. I guess the Kaze super is pushing him back pretty well. Kaze into Doug cheese. I never actually thought I'd see the day, but interesting. I want to try that a bit more. I guess Kaze was probably used to try and counter the Ziggy, but so far, yeah, I just don't get Loud's composition. It's just not even, it's looking so disjointed. This doesn't look like a monthly final game at all, in my opinion. It's just not look like monthly. I'm struggling to commentate over this. Honestly, it's a hard watch at the moment. A Ziggy, Doug, and Kit combination. I don't know what they was scrimming. I don't know what teams they've been scrimming for that to work against, but yeah, I just don't think they needed all that, especially considering they're on match point. They're looking like the stronger team at the minute. This is the type of composition that you see the worst team use, right? I just don't really understand it too much. So, yeah, Brozzy's already getting his way to his super, and he can just use that super again. It's going to push him all the way back. I guess it stops them from grouping up. I mean, noted, definitely noted. He's using the fan storm. It's making Loud like push into a corner even more. I mean, it doesn't really have the damage, I guess, but with the Lu and Bo, that's the damage that you need. So we have a Doug super here and a Ziggy super. So late game won't be too difficult for them, but they are. Like with Doug, you need something a bit aggressive, I guess. And the Bowmine is going to completely break open that wall. Dog catches Kaze out of position. And this should be an easy enough win for Loud. So I think once the gas closes in, it does look better for Loud, right? Because Ziggy, once the gas closes in, it's a really strong brawler. I'm sorry for the yawn. You need to get yawn counter in it. It's nearly like midday, and I said it was early, but okay. Hypercharge coming down. That's looking much better from Loud. We do find the kill. Let's see whether Prozzy can find a trade. A normal super comes out from Firecrow, so this should be somewhat easy for Loud to win, right? Like they're without the loot, NHG. So how do they really come back from that? Hypercharge, Kaze is coming down, but Kit is just gonna find that. I mean, Hypercharge again from. I mean, they do have to pop the hypercharges because else they will be losing. But the mines just get no value. I just don't see a world where, yeah, Bo cannot win from this position. And there we go. Loud are now 1 game away. I mean, that seems to be working out that time around. I think like the Lu just overstepped his mark a lot that time around. Completely overstepped on the right. So definitely a mistake from him. I think normally with Lu, but just against Kit Cheese, you want to group up, right? Because then Kit can't just jump onto somebody and get the kill. With Kit, you know, I hate it as a Kit player when they're grouping up because, again, you just can't jump in. You can't jump in because you don't want to just jump in and then get traded out immediately, right? That's just not the plan with Kit. So this time around, a bit of a different strategy here from Loud. Kit is going to be going down the side, which I do actually like from them. So he's going to pop Invis here. But I doubt he's going to get... No, that's a terrible jump. That's an awful jump there from the Kit. I really, really didn't like that at all. It just, the teammates weren't even close to getting the trade, and that just completely threw them around the round there. And it wasn't even like the Lu was isolated either. I guess he thought that Ziggy could follow up with a kill quickly, but yeah, I just didn't really like that. Now you're feeding all of their supers. Yeah, that was a bit of a throw from that round. But Kaidog already has his hypercharge available here. Bowmine's going to go up and break open some of the walls, make it a bit easier to deal with a Ziggy. Again, Hypercharge needs to be paired with this Kit, but now Fanstorm's coming in. Hypercharge coming in from Adinio. He's just going to completely miss and leave Kaidog completely alone. And yeah, I just don't... I mean... can he get the kill onto Bo? He does it. That was really actually unfortunate there from Loud. I think they should have killed that Bo, and it should have actually been in a 1 versus 2 situation. And somehow it just completely backfired. Okay, well, Loud kind of throwing that set, to be honest. I feel like they could have actually swept them and won that one in the end. I think a few mistakes at the end from the Kit. But yeah, that's going to be set number 3. Let's jump into the next one. Guys, jumping into set number 4, we have Safe Zone. So let's see how the draft goes this time around. So first pick, Kaze, which is fine. And Melody is banned out as well. So they just took the best aggressive option. I would still, into a Kaze. I know Kaze is a good counter to Penny. I would still go to Penny personally because Penny's just insane on Safe Zone. So why not just go with a Penny? I'm interested to see, yeah, again, what aggro pick they pick, considering they've picked the Kaze. What is really left for them to go? Like a Daryl late pick. There's no Chuck. There's no Melody, like I said. You always need an aggressive option, especially in Safe Zone. So what else is open? So yeah, they do go with a Penny. I have seen a lot of the time Loud go Kenji on Safe Zone. And it's good into Kaze, but I don't know whether they're going to go... So they go with Belle and a Penny here. So I would have opted for the Otis or something that can shut down his Kaze a bit better. Especially when they go Kaze first pick. Surely you just go... I mean, Spike's decent, but I don't think it's actually the best at shutdown. Yeah, I would have gone like Spike, Otis, something like that. Even like an 8-bit. I mean, actually no. because then Brock would counter both of those too easily. I don't know. I think something with a bit of damage into this Kaze would have been great. So now they go with a Bull. I mean, I like this from NHG so far. Penny Belle just doesn't scream a good enough shutdown to a first pick Kaze, surely, guys. And Bull's going to be a great counter. So what do you even go into a Kaze and a Bull? Because, yeah, I don't know. Loud's comp's just kind of sketch when you think about it. It's a really good pick from NHG, because now you're stuck with Belle, who's just like a good mid brawler but not actually good enough to defend. Penny is good at getting damage, but again, not good enough to defend. 2 low DPS brawlers, and they pair that with a Byron. So you kind of need some damage to defend this comp. I just think the comp's chalked at this point, because you're relying off Penny to deal damage, but by the time that Penny and Belle are chipping down these brawlers, they're just not going to deal enough damage. So maybe you go with, okay, they go with 8-bits, which is a good answer to, like, at least, you know, keep some control, get some damage. I mean, I think 8-bits probably as best as they could draft, if I'm honest. Or, honestly, like, something stupid like a Clancy, something that can get, like, a lot of damage. I mean, 8-bit makes sense. I don't know. Is there any tank that can be good, that, like, can defend and then deal damage onto the safe? I just really don't think so. I think they really stuck on a hard draft right here. Again, kind of maybe gone with like a Chester for defense, or I just completely, yeah, I think that's probably their best bet. Or they could have gone maybe like an RT to defend against like the Bull and the Kaze. But again, they're just lacking the damage here. They're really going to have to rely off the Penny for them to do anything. So let's move myself back down here. I'm remembering, guys, slowly but surely. We got this. So, yeah, NHG comp I do prefer. But I think Loud, if they get set up with their turrets and everything like that, they can be pretty good to go here. And especially just 8-bit on defense. It's just whether Penny... Like, the problem is, once NHG get their supers, you can see here, like, Bull, he's just going to jump onto Penny. I mean, that was not really the best. He just ran in a straight line. But I guess he can just run into a straight line and just eventually you'll overwhelm them. It's probably their strategy here, because they just don't have the ammo and the reload to keep up, and the damage to just keep up here. So hypercharge going down on Bull, but I don't think he's really going to mind here. He's just going to waste his time. He's got a hypercharge turret already from Firecrow. I mean, that super's not really going to do much from Prozzy or the Byron missing out on that splash. Again, Penny hypercharge is going to be annoying, but Bull's just going to run his way forward. I mean, the hypercharge isn't really going to connect that well, and he should be popping his gadget onto the safe as much as possible as a Bull, because you heal from the safe, which is just an hilarious interaction. And now it is looking a bit 50-50 here, but there is a Penny on the safe, and, you know, Bull is just like, okay, I'm just going to run up, and Firecrow is kind of stuck in a tough situation here, because Penny isn't really that important of a brawler to deal with, and he's just still dealt with pretty easily here. So now NHG have their lead. They need to work on the next crack as soon as possible here. Not really the best gameplay there from Prozzy on the Kaze, but 8-bit turret is set up. It's kind of relying on a Byron to get some taps in here, so his teammates can push up. Kaido getting some good taps onto the safe here, and this is looking pretty bad. I mean, Adinio goes for the safe damage there, but I don't know whether that was ready to play. They had full control there, and then they lost it. Yeah, I don't know whether that was the play there. I don't know whether I'm tripping, but I just don't think you really needed just to go in and crack that safe at that particular moment. I think you just slowly but surely push up the map, and I don't know. It just didn't look like the play whilst watching it there. So, again, a bit sloppy, I think, from Loud. A few mistakes are creeping in. But yeah, again, I think this is definitely winnable from them. It definitely is winnable. I feel like Loud have a history of getting reverse swept. I think in LAN, I think it's happened a few times. In monthly finals, it's definitely happened. I think they just really failed to close out games, and maybe just like bad mistakes just creep in. But this time around, they've got the 8-bit turret set up pretty fast. Penny turret in already. I mean, Bull, like, what can you even do? Bull has super, and he has that heal gadget. It's just guaranteed to get value onto the safe. So yeah, again, they're relying off this Penny to deal as much damage as possible, but still no damage dealt, even with a Penny turret fully set up here. So Kaidog's probably going to get pinched down here. Again, the Bull's just going to go onto the safe, try and get as much damage as possible. Just completely gets melted because I don't think he had his gadget. ready in time. Byron going to get some chip shots. It just isn't looking good whatsoever for NHG. Hypercharge Ball, just there's nothing you can do about that. Like, that's unstoppable. It's just completely broken. I don't understand. I don't even understand why Ball wasn't globally banned at this point. Like, there's only a few brawlers that can deal with a Ball, like a Charlie and Otis, Shelly. There's maybe a couple of other brawlers that are okay into Ball, but it just feels unstoppable in this meta with his hypercharge. There's just nothing that can stop it, guys. There really isn't. So that's why you just see a Ball there again. He's just charging in, because at that point, because you get your hypercharge through taking damage, it doesn't matter. Like, just go in time and time again, get pressure. Once you get your hypercharge, you're finishing the game. They can't stop a Ball once he gets his hypercharge super. So he's going to go in again here, and yeah, he's going to cycle through to another hypercharge, and nothing that they can do. Yeah, I mean, I think they could have definitely won that first round, but I think the overall draft just wasn't in their favor at all. Really well played from NHG. And now we're going to a set 5. Is a reverse sweep about to happen? Let's see. Jumping into the 5th and final set, we have Shooting Star and a Kaze first pick again here. I mean, Crow is in play. I'll straight up be picking Crow against the Kaze, probably one of the best counters. Yeah, Kaze is good for the Blue Star though. I feel like I think I watched a few other bounty games in this region. I mean, it's very prevalent in a lot of other regions, but they're just straight away. They're like, okay, no matter what the draft, we're just picking the best Blue Star brawler straight away, and then maybe try and go with from that. I mean, it's a good strategy. It doesn't work in rank though, because you've got to rely off your teammates being good at sharpshooters and everything. So yeah, it doesn't really work out the best, but okay, maybe they just admit, okay, well, they're going to get Blue Star. Kaze, I think, is the best brawler to get the Blue Star out of everyone. So yeah, what do you really do? Do you pick up Blue Star brawler? No, there's no point. So let's see what they go with a counter. Again, I would just go with a Crow. Crow is just by far the best counter to Kaze. Kaze can't go invisible, and you can just simply outrange the Kaze as much as possible. So if I go with a Byron here, I feel like we're trying to stop them from going Byron composition, probably paired with this Kaze, would be my guess. But then there's two single sharpshooters here. I don't know, maybe now the NHG take the Crow. Maybe they could take 8-bit and something to, you know, because they've got a Blue Star brawler, and then pair that with an 8-bit. You've got, okay, yeah, they do go with an 8-bit, and then they go with a Belle. Okay, so Blue Star brawler, and then a brawler that's good with, once you have Blue Star and you're protecting the lead, and then they go with a Belle. So personally here, in terms of the matchups, I don't know, I feel like the Crows should have been drafted from Loud, and then they could have had like a good last pick brawler. What is good into this 8-bit and Belle composition? I mean, Brock is good into 8-bit, especially to break open the map as much as possible. I mean, I would probably go for Brock here, even though it's not the best into Kaze. And Kaze can probably find some value. They're going to go with a Meeple instead. I guess Meeple can work. It's good into Kaze. It's good as well. Meeple's good in a position like this. You think of the brawlers, say if they've got the lead, you're trying to push them, you've got the box that can give you a lot of pressure and push them all the way back. So I guess the Meeple can work. Again, I'll probably prefer like a thrower or a Brock to counter that up, but let's see how things end here. So final game here, let's push us back down here and let's lock in. So South America, again, I'm very, very interested in this region this year. I think the games are a lot closer, a lot sweatier, and a lot more interesting to cast over. So again, Blue Star is easily going to go in NHG's favor, but the box, I mean, I can see the play there, and it looks pretty good, but Kaze can just get it out of that position fine. Like, it's just easy to get out of that position. And now all NHG really have to do is just get that 8-bit turret set up, put it behind the wall. There's no wall break on the side of Loud, and just wait for someone to overstep, Kaze to get super. And then Kaze has, I think, 3 great matchups here when she gets a super. She's got Meeple without the knockback gadget. You've got Gus that can kind of survive a bit, and Byron can survive with super, but I mean, none of them have really a great shutdown or answer to the Kaze. So yeah, I wouldn't really mind this matchup here from NHG. So a minute is gone, nothing really happening on both sides. 8-bit is still without his turret. I mean, Belle's already got hypercharge. Fair play to the Belle. Belle is tapping like crazy here. Another gadget going down, but that's not really going to do anything, so a bit of a waste there, to be honest. And again, 8-bit turret is finally going to get set up, and what can they really do in this situation here with Belle traps as well? I think this is a perfect Blue Star composition, but Loud, I think Kaze just completely overstepped mark there. There wasn't really too much point. So Meeple has super and he's going to use that to eradicate 8-bit straight away. So fair play. That's actually a good response. But Kaze's going to get in, get out here. I feel like, I mean, there's still, I just don't know how they managed to not get the trade there. I don't know. Like, it's just a bit weird. I don't know what Loud are really doing at the moment, but all is good. 15 seconds left. But again, they've got to push into an 8-bit. They've got to push into Belle traps. What are they realistically going to do? So the box is coming down here. Belle shot's just going to get so much value. 8-bit hypercharge. Firecrow's weak. Belle's just pinching around. And yeah, this is just nothing that Loud can really do in this moment. That was just sloppy gameplay from both teams. I know in like a high pressure situation, mistakes do happen, but I'm just finding like mistakes are literally the cause of the result here, which in other regions, you know, plays just don't really make that many mistakes, except for if you watch Team Heretics versus Foot. There was like a million mistakes in that game. Right, now we're on match point for NHG. They could get this reverse sweep in here, which would be pretty tasty. We love a good old reverse sweep here. The box is actually going to come in from Edinho, which is much better because Kazi's in the wrong form here, but yeah, that doesn't really matter. They haven't really got the firepower to shut down a Kaze or an 8-bit. This is the problem that I have with Loud's composition. You think about it, Kaze's got a lot of health. 8-bit's got a lot of health here. You're going to really require some good pinches to take both of these brawlers down. The good thing is Gus and Byron can be good into an 8-bit because 8-bit is very, very slow. So Winona's going to go really weak here. And Cardog is looking for that last hit, but in theory, like, I think he definitely overstepped his mark there. He got a bit too what's the word, impatient. He just pushed in too early. Yeah, you don't want to feed the 8-bit turret. You need to play things slow against 8-bit, not feed it. Now he's got another turret, so it doesn't even matter if he gets that one down. Here, Firecrow is going to get slowed by the Belle. Belle's going to get that kill, but this time around, Loud do find the trade. They just need to fight. Well, they need to find a kill onto 8-bit or Kaze here for them to win. So in theory, really, they need probably like 2 kills to win this game. Hypercharge, 8-bit turret is going to go behind the wall here. Wesley has to TP back. There's some good pressure now from Edinho. They should be looking to try and get a kill here. The 3 Belle traps. That is hilarious. Yeah, Byron has no chance to push in here, but the box off here. Wesley's going to go down. Okay, Belle goes down as well. This is great from Loud, but can they get out in time here? The knockback coming down from Dog. This is looking great for them. They've got a 5-star lead. Only 15 seconds left. No 8-bit turret or anything here. So if I was Loud, I would send one person to go up here surely to try and defend this lead. They're already backed into the corner. 8-bit is getting some good damage, but Winona's going to get 1 kill. Just a 2-star lead here, but they've got the blue star as well. And Loud should be able to close this one out, and they just do. Wow. Double match point. Winner takes all. This is stressful. You can see the guy in the background. He is stressing. He is stressing. Yeah, you literally, if I was watching this live, I wouldn't be able to call it. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but this is just crazy. I didn't anticipate this being such a close game. And again, Kaze can get the blue star here. I think the problem is with Kaze, and what I'm finding about blue star brawlers is that they then just don't get into the game. Yes, they get blue star, but they don't get like supers. Like Mortis, if he collects blue star, he doesn't really find his super. I'm just finding it would probably go too defensive. But if Kaze didn't get blue star, I think they would be just doing so much more work. They'll be going more aggro, you know, finding opportunities against all 3 brawlers here, but they're just not really doing that here. So this time around, Loud against some really good taps in. They're playing much, much better here. They need to find their kills. All of them are weak. Yeah, they find a kill onto Kaze. Can they find the pinch onto the Belle as well? Belle does a great job of staying alive there in the end. And to be honest, I think NHG actually never get a kill there. Okay, Loud do waste. I don't know if they've still got blue star, but they've only got 1-star lead here. I was going to say, with all those taps, I feel like they could have probably got like a triple kill in there. Hypercharge Byron actually missed from Firecrow, which isn't the greatest, but they still should probably keep up the aggression here, considering Kaze and Belle are on the weaker side of things. But yeah, 8-bit turret has been wasted. 50 seconds left. Loud already looking to push back, which makes sense, but it's still very, like, they had map control and they just winningly just pushed all the way back into their own spawn here. So the job here, try not feed 8-bit, try not feed this Kaze. Pinch going to go down, and Kaze does go down as well. So now a 4-star lead here. It's looking fantastic from Loud. It doesn't look like a position where they should be choking things here. A good gadget there onto the Kaze, keeps Kaze weak, but 8-bit turret is going to be going down in the right pocket. Meeple's going to take care of that pretty much, but doesn't actually deal with it correctly. Cause is going to get a double super in here, and that's going to lead to Firecrow getting taken down. Wesley's going to find a pinch onto Gus, and that is daylight robbery from NHG. How have they just managed to do that? I don't know. That is a complete throw from Loud. I mean, a really, really good turnaround from NHG in the end there, but that just, I don't know. Something about me, I mean, big props to NHG. That's an insane reverse sweep, but it just feels like those small moments in every set there from Loud where they should just be closing that one out. And yeah, you can see they're devastated. I mean, it's really, really, it's bad luck, but also some just, I don't know, mistakes that shouldn't be happening at the top level. I just kind of want to rewind that back really quick to see if there's anything else he could have done here, because I really feel like they should have defended that better. So let's watch the last 25 seconds here. 8-bit turret going up. I mean, Meeple doesn't destroy that super, which really hurts them, but I think Firecrow and Adino just got too close to the Kaze there and fed Kaze's super. That leads to a bad trade, and I don't know how Kaido got out of position so much that I mean, he's on 220 health there, and if they would have got the kill onto Belle, they would have won that game, right? I think that's probably what he's thinking, but instead he oversteps his mark too much. I think I would have just rather just sat back and wait for my Byron to respawn, and then he could give me some heals. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it's also just too like aggressive when it's so, there's like a lot of time left on the clock there. Yeah, I don't know, it's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, well, Kaido didn't really need that kill, so that's going to be it for today's monthly final. Well, he needed a kill in the end because he died, right? But yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Unfortunate for Loud fans, but a really good grand final there. I think if Loud polishes out those small mistakes, they'll be good going forward. So yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.